This one was an interesting day today. It started off all depressing because I had a bunch of positions that went in, limit orders that went in the morning, like middle of the night when I was sleeping for the indexes, and they just rejected, man. Today was weird. I think it might have shaken a lot of people out just because it went up, down really hard in the morning and up really hard towards the afternoon. So, I kind of followed that, to be honest. I missed out on some trades and I got into some other ones, but overall, like I kind of broke even today, which is I'm a little bit lucky because I was able to kind of scalp some good positions. But anyway, let me show you, right? So I got into today was kind of a scary day for me. A lot of orders that I put, limit orders and stuff like that, filled. So for example, before the end of the night last night, or before the end of the day I should say, I made this like little profit thing right over here. So that was like a few days ago. But then when it came back up here, for some reason I decided to buy, and I was like, all right, it's going to continue going up. And as it kind of showed promise, I was hoping for a break and retest and up. But then I realized it's probably in this channel, and it completely smashed me to pieces, man. I took a stop loss around over here that blew apart maybe like 15-16%. And again, like when I trade indexes, because I trade small accounts, the smallest micro lot size or whatever, it's pretty high in terms of loss or gain. When it goes one way or the other, right? That's just how it is with small accounts. The same thing with Dow. So right up over here, I placed over here I placed a trade. I'm like, okay, well, I didn't really see a channel because it just went from here to here. Maybe there was a channel there, but when I put a trade over here, it just started to come down, like right over here, right? So this trade backfired like crazy, and had two positions here, and it just crashed that. And that was only 10%, but still, it adds up, And then there was a NASDAQ trade. Let me find NASDAQ. Yeah, there is. So there was a NASDAQ trade. Now, this is all stuff that didn't happen. So basically, we were up here last night, and I placed a trade like right over here. So I got a pretty good bump. And I was like, all right, it's pretty promising. So as it came down, I added right when it passed this wick. I added about here, and it just totally took me out, man. Totally took me out. I got out a little early. My stop loss was around here, which would have hit anyway, right? So that's the thing. Once I saw this candle, I'm like, I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen. And the thing that was bugging me really is that I had a bunch of limit orders right here, because if you look at the lower time frame for NASDAQ, for example, this looks like a left shoulder, head, right shoulder, and a reverse head and shoulders, right? Especially because it went up and then past this neckline over here. So I put a order literally right over here. I was like, fuck it, it's gonna come back here to retest this reverse head and shoulder and then go up. And lo and behold, man, this would have cashed in. It's just stupid of me because like I moved the position up because I figured it was just gonna start climbing higher, and I FOMO'd into it and I added it right here. It made some promise and then just took out my stop losses. So that's kind of how it goes sometimes. But sometimes you're just gonna play the patterns, and that's my issue right now. It's hard for me to kind of achieve discipline. I just fucking FOMO into it, man. It's like an itch, man. I just gotta scratch it. I'm like a crackhead for FOMO when it comes down to it. But especially with indexes, because I make so much money off of these things. It's like, yes, I lose accounts too, but when you make it, you can really ride these things long. Like for example, if I had that position here, I would have probably added. So if you go down to the 15-minute, look at this, right? You go down to the 15-minute, I would have probably added a position right over here, right? It would come up here. Once it retested this, I don't know if I'd have added right here, but this part right here, I would have added 1. I would have added again here 2. And that's an easy like 50% that I could have made just off of this trade. Especially if I put in a higher lot size. But usually I make around 20 to 30% of the entire account size on these kind of trades. I just don't know why I didn't stick to the plan, man. That's a problem. I feel like what's important is once you figure out something, whether you see a pattern or whether you see some kind of a situation that you notice, you should trade that. By you, I mean me. This is not investment advice. Please don't copy me or anything. This is just for my sake, documenting shit, okay? So don't copy me. You will lose money trading. But anyway, yeah, so I see that it's a retest now. I don't know where it's going to come back. I feel like it'll come back down here. I do have this limit order over here, but I feel like, it'll start bouncing from over here. So let's see what happens. It does look like we're going back up to retest those the previous highs there. So let's see what happens there. It might come back down to this area and then bounce back up. So lots of opportunities. Actually, to be honest, what I originally thought was it was going to hit that, this little area here and then come down to this major support. But that's not what happened. It looks like we might have to draw some new lines. Check this out. Looks like a demand zone kind of right over here. Look at that massive candle, man. You can't deny that. I don't know if this is going to flag up. It looks like it's going to do a little scoop and then flag up. That's possible. Once it gets to here, it's probably going to flag back down. This is actually what I said in one of my other videos like a few days ago, I think it was, where I said, I think we were over here and I had this really good position like this one, this trade right here, where I had like 3-4 positions and I made 100% on one day, just on like one pair, which is I guess NASDAQ and the S&P. And plus some more percentages on Euro USD and stuff like that. So that was probably one of the best trading days I've had. But anyway, so the point I was trying to make was, you know, if it's going to continue going up, it's not just going to continue going into this zone. If it does, then it's going to do some weird shit over here, right? But what I thought originally was that it was going to go here, make some structure right in the middle. So if you can see here, just to zoom out, I drew this major zone over here, and then this kind of like localized smaller zone. And what I was saying was it would come up here, it would do a little choppy action, and then it would bounce back up, bounce down into the choppy action, and then really start flying. Seems like that's what's happening right now because it's making some structure here. I still think it's going to come down a little bit, so I have a limit order right over here for it to go up. You know, we'll see what happens, but I really do believe that NASDAQ's going to start climbing after it starts forming some structure over here. S&P kind of the same thing, right? It looks the same. It's almost the same thing. This, you could even see it as a break and retest a little bit. So, I mean, I could enter a position right now. It's at a pretty good position, but we'll wait and see. We'll wait and see. S&P is always kind of trails NASDAQ a little bit when it comes to movement and momentum, but, you know, it is what it is. Dow, man, I don't know. I don't know what to say here. Maybe I drew the zones wrong, but even here, it looks like I did a pretty good job. It looks like a break and retest. Like, this might bounce. And there's kind of what looks like a small channel forming, so I don't know, maybe I'll trade this. I might put a position here and just kind of see what happens. My algo account placed a buy in NASDAQ already, so it's kind of holding, but I don't really see why it would do that, because, you know, right now it's at the top of that big demand candle. To get the money back that I lost, I had some pretty good plays actually. So I had this AUDJPY play where, let me show you here, look at this, like this. And you know how I got this? If you actually zoom out, there's this kind of general channel that's forming. It's so far adhering to it for the most part, and it looks like a very, very serious uptrend. But if you really look at it, right, I know this is like a huge stretch, so, you know, bear with me here. But look at this. This was back in like fucking 2013, and back in 2014, this was the highs. So we're in the same position. So I'm like, oh, okay, I might as well take a short and see what happens. And the craziest thing is, this, like, I mean, it's hard to plan this out. I definitely did not plan this. I kind of just got out where I got out, but I got a damn near perfect trade. Like, the entry could have been a little bit better, but where I exited, I saw this like group of orders over here. I'm like, nah, this, and plus this looks like a demand zone right here, so I might need to draw a rectangle right here. But I got out like right there, man. Look at that. This thing tapped out and then just reversed on me. So, you know, that's a pretty nice trade if I do say so myself. Anyway, so I got this, and the big winner I got today was actually gold. Gold, my savior. I swear to God, this thing never fails me, man. But I got this trade right here. Damn near perfect again. Like, the entry was so good, but the thing is, I didn't take the entry over here. I actually took the entry like about over, where was it? Right over here. So either way, it doesn't matter, right? Because like it did kind of spike down and almost hit my stop loss. But once it tagged this, I figured, okay, well, we're at the same wick over here, right? So this is the previous wick before the rise. So I entered another position here, and it just freaking went up, and it hit the target, and I made all that money back in just one trade. So I'm really thankful for that. And then when it came back down, I took another like small trade here with the high lot size, and I won that too. It was I would say it won me around 10% in like within 5 or 6 minutes. I find that my strategy so far has been working pretty good in scalping. It's just, you won't really make that much unless you have the balls of steel and are able to watch fucking 1 to 5 minute candles just, you know, go up and down, up and down, up and down. I don't know. I feel that's pretty anxious for me right now. So I don't know. Maybe I'll try it with a smaller lot size or something like that to see how much money it'll actually make. But yeah, man, I'm trading off these wicks and it seems to be doing pretty good. But right now I feel like I'm in a good state. The account's growing steadily. I'm able to read trades, so it's working out for me. I really do need to wake up in the morning earlier though, man. I get so tired with the kids and just fucking changing diapers and shit and all the kid stuff. If you guys are parents out there, I'm sure you know how it is, but I get so tired. It's like hard to wake up and just review these trades before. I want to place these trades before 8 o'clock, for example, like maybe 7:30 or something. I'll start placing trades for both NASDAQ. all the indexes plus the forex pairs as well. But I don't get to do it most days, so that's why, you know, I kind of join in around 8 o'clock where some of the run is already there. But hey, if it's a key position, it's a key position, and you're just gonna have to ride it out. That's the thing with these indexes. And then for something like forex, you can make a mistake like how I did here, where for example I had like a euro CAD trade situation happening here, and this was a good trade. Oh no, I didn't cap out here, sorry, I tapped out like around right over here. Yeah, so this is a good trade if you think about it. I had the stop loss pretty low, right? But it wasn't actually here. I kind of moved it up to something like that after I saw this little thing bounce. So this gets you enough. It's just when it starts coming down and I started adding positions right over here, you know, you don't make that much, because then when it comes down, you know, some of your positions are lost, some of them are in a win. But, you know, it is what it is. I made about maybe 10% off of 5 or 6 positions that I had here. So I don't know. Like, yeah, I just need to read these things a little better. Like, this entry was great. This entry was fantastic. This was actually taken like around right over here. So, you know, I'm getting better and better at getting these entries, and that's really what matters, right? I'm trying to grow this thing, grow this journey, and see how far I can take it. But apart from that, I think I'm feeling pretty good about this week. You know, I pretty much completely broke even. From last week, I'm down about 15%, give or take. So, you know, there's still money to be made, but it's nothing like 2 weeks ago where we had that massive drop in the indexes. That took me down like 50%. So, yeah, it is what it is, guys. Let me know in the comment section below what you guys are up to, or if you feel like I'm doing something stupid. Subscribe or don't subscribe. Who gives a shit? I will catch you people on the next one.
Motherfuck the big 3, nigga. It's just big me, nigga. Boom. I'm really like that, and your best work is a light pack.